Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investors channel. My name is Sensei Crypto and we're going to be doing the Sunday show. We're here every Sunday discussing the charts, the crypto, the plan for the week ahead. And this show is going to be very special. It was Members Week this week, so we're discussing a lot of your requests. It's been a very hectic week. There was so much money made this week. We had lots of short squeezes, we had the GME saga, we had FFIE go crazy, we had SPCE go back above $1.20 and pulled back. So there's lots of money to be made, but I'm here to show you the risk management. I'm here to show you the chart setups. I'm here to show you the areas to be buying. So if you are tuning in live, please do hit the like button. We're live every week at 9 p.m. UK time, and you can always check on Martin Lucas Investors channel the exact time. You can also make sure you put your channel notifications on, and please do subscribe. If you're watching this later on, there should be chapters below, so you can skip to the stock you like, and please do also leave a like and a comment later on. If you are live in the chat, the volume is low. Let's check this. Sorry about this, it seems like our volume's low, so let me turn that up for you guys. So you should be able to hear me better. We are here every week, so excuse me if you didn't hear everything I said. Let me check now. Should be all good. I was just saying that it is going to be a special show. We're going to be covering lots of stocks, FFIE, FSRN. We're going to see if there's still money to be made on these short squeezes. I'm going to tell you the reason why I think this is going to happen and why it's not all going to be good news, but there is still opportunity on the market. So if you are here live, do consider becoming a member, and you can always give me your suggestions. But I have a whole list of things I would love to be going through. So we're going to turn them into videos, but because you're here live, you can have your input, you can give your thoughts as well, and I might include you in the videos, and you can always give me live feedback. Anything extra you want me to cover, you can put it into Discord. But for now, let's get straight into the charts. Let's have a quick overview of the S&P 500, which obviously controls the major markets, and then we'll go into the smaller market caps and the short squeeze potential of the week ahead and analyze the week prior. So let's get straight into it. Let's put the tickers below and put trading view there as well. So below you can see that nothing I say in this video is going to be financial advice. That is not what I'm here to do. I'm here to give my perspective. So yes, welcome into the show. I think everyone's here. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button, and we're going to have a quick overview of the broader markets, and then we are going to be looking more deeply into a lot of the stocks that you might like. Let me just check one thing. Yes, we're there. And we also have your comments here. So if you do want to leave a comment, I'll be covering it. Just waiting to make sure everyone's here before we get stuck into the show. So welcome in, everyone. How's everyone's week been? Have you been making money with all the short squeezes and the GMEs, or are you not participating? Are you here for longer term investing? Both are reasonable and valid. So let's get on to the video. So let me just check one thing before we start looking at the charts. I'm just waiting to see if any comments come in, and let's see what everyone wants us to cover. So if you want me to cover something specific, put it in the chat, but we are definitely going to be covering a lot of stocks. I think Martin's putting them in the chat right now for you guys. Okay, so let's start with the S&P 500, and then we'll get straight into some other ones that Martin's put in the chat. So we are going to be covering FFIE, FSR, SOUN, NIKOLA, Plug, RIVIAN, IONQ, SPCE, TILRAY, and LILM. All of these have potential. All of these are pretty low cap stocks, apart from maybe SOUN, which is grown, but we were covering it as a low cap stock. Thousands of % gains on SOUN, and we're here to try and find the next one. So starting off with the S&P 500, let me quickly run through this. I like to cover the broader markets before we get into the smaller market caps. You might see this new indicator here, which is this orange line. I will turn it off for now, but that's the Federal Reserve interest rates. So the S&P 500, quick overview. In the past, from the highs of 2021, we identified a bear trend after the second high. It was a quick drawdown, and then our area to offload our S&P 500 for the bear market. The bear market structure became invalid, and we identified that, and we became bullish on the S&P 500 when the price was 3,800 in March of 2023. We went into this bull market identified by these two red lines, which allows me to make sure we are still in this bull market, and that we're not deviating. It's a parallel channel, and as long as we're in this channel, I believe we are in a bull market, which is good for the low caps, which we'll come on to in a short while. Along with this, at the bottom of the parallel channel is where I see low risk, is where it's better to buying. People are fearful, you're more oversold within the bull market. And on the higher end of the parallel channel, which is where we are at now, it's more risky to be in the S&P 500, and it's performing very well. We are currently above the parallel channel. We've previously been below the parallel channel. So again, we are bullish right now. We are bullish, we're holding, but we don't I wouldn't say it's the best time to be buying the S&P 500. We are at basically all-time highs. I think it was Thursday which we hit all-time highs, and maybe that will continue into the week, or maybe we'll have a sell-off and come back to this bull market support band, and we might even see a bit of a drop-off this week. So yes, the S&P 500 been performing very well. It's allowed people to take profits from the S&P 500 and put them into some lower market cap stocks. Yes, people are here now. Good evening, everyone, says Craig. Fun small cap. November is just 6 months away. November is just 6 months away. Thank you, Craig. Will FFIE go up? Okay, let's start looking at these videos and start creating some videos for you guys. So let's start with, we'll go in reverse order. So we'll go with LILM first. At any point, if you do want to give, unfortunately I won't be doing too many requests, so if you do want me to stop the video I'm doing and do your request, it'll have to be a significant super chat, maybe $10-$20. We have a lot to cover today, so unfortunately I won't be able to do many requests, but again, next week we'll be back at it answering all the free requests. But today is a special, it's members week, so I've got all the member suggestions that we've gathered, and we're going to be doing them as a priority. Sometimes we have to respect the people that give the super chats, because of course they're supporting the channel, but sometimes we also have to respect the members and their requests, and that's what we're doing today. Okay, so LILM. Let's bring it also up on Alpha Spread, just in case you want to give some more information on LILM in terms of the fundamentals. But of course, I like to do the technicals, the charts, and Martyn, who basically does the whole channel, likes to do the fundamentals. So let's see if we can bring this up. Make sure it's the same one. Okay. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button. If we get 100 likes during this live show, I'll be donating to charity. $50 to charity, and all it requires is a like. So let's get on with the first video. LILM. This has potential. Let's start with okay. Do we have the MACD? Yes, I'm just making sure we have all the indicators before I give you the information on LILM. That is another indicator I like to use. And we can bring up the interest rates in a second. Okay. I think we're about ready to start our analysis on LILM. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a look at LILM, ticker symbol LILM. This has been requested to have a look at because it's our members week, where we like to see what people like to I'm going to start that again. It's the first time I've done that, but let me start that again. I'm doing these as a video to post out later. So the people who are in the chat right now, you're getting a preview of what's coming out later. But the benefit for you guys who are watching live is you can have your input, and I'll read your comments as well. But yes, let's do that again. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at LILM. Ticker symbol LILM. I'm going to have a look at the chart for you guys. I'm going to have a look at how to strategize this stock best, any trade setups, areas I would be looking to buy, areas I'd be looking to offload, high risk, low risk areas, a full technical dive for you guys. So if you don't mind hitting the like button, that would be great. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them in the comments. So yeah, let's have a look at the chart. I have looked at this previously, and so far it's gone exactly as planned. But again, it's a volatile market, so whatever I say is not financial advice. So we go back to the IPO of LILM. It was about $10 on the 23rd of November 2020, and like with IPOs, it's either IPOs normally go up straight away, especially all the IPOs that took place between 2020 and 2021, midway through there to the end of 2021. All the IPOs realistically went up in a straight line. No different with LILM. So this is just a lesson to be put out there. Investing during IPOs is a risky game, and you can see why, especially with LILM. It went up. Everyone thought they were making money. Went up about 50%. And then that was its all-time high, and we've not seen highs of that since. It went up 54%, 52% to a price of $15.54. And yes, and ever since then we have been in a terrible downtrend. It straight away came back to its IPO price of about $10, went sideways for a good, you can see it went sideways for 224 days, about that $10 mark, that IPO price, and then it collapsed once again. It collapsed very quickly, very fast, and the reason I'm telling you this can be an indicator of what happens in the future, so it's not just randomly we're looking at the past. There is a reason behind the madness. In about 150 days, we came down 80%. Now it's the downtrend, and then you can see my moving averages here. I call it the bull market support band. If you're above it, you're bullish. If you're below it, you're in a bear market. If you wanted to add this on your own charts, it's the 20 and 21 week moving averages. So the simple moving average at the 20 week, and the EMA at the 20 week. So yes, we as you can see, the moving average plays a very important part for me. You can see we're below it. We came back up, we tested it, it turned into resistance, and we continued our way down. We came back up, and all of this was very volatile at the time. You came down 30% when you treated the moving average as a resistance, and then you came straight back up about 30%, and you tested the moving average. You didn't go above it, you didn't change the direction. It was still a lower high, indicating you're continuing to go down, but there was money to be made. Once you test at resistance, you came down about 75%. So you have to respect the moving averages. You came down 75%, and what you did from that point is you went up 141% back to the moving average, and all that was, it was a wick. It looks like nothing, but it was significant during that week. A lot of people were getting very excited because you doubled your money in basically a couple of days. But all it was a liquidity spike, a short squeeze, something in the moment. You didn't change the direction of travel, you didn't change the trend, you tested the moving average, confirming you're still in a bear market, and what happened? It went straight back down in a matter of 5 weeks, 35 days. You came down 60%. You came to the same low. This is now why we have it as a trend line. You came to the same low, and that was your new low. It was a double bottom at around $2.26. That's why I've treated it as a line on my chart. And then what you did, you came back up to a moving average, you went up about 60%, and then you tested the moving averages again as resistance. You can see this moving average has played a part. You stayed below it, you've kept testing it, you kept confirming we're in a bear market, and when you tested it again, you then came down, guess, another 87%. 87%, trend to the downside, and then the next time you actually broke above the moving average, and when you broke above the moving average, you went up another 100%. So that was a change of direction. However, unfortunately, LILM didn't stay to the price and came back down another 64%. So basically, what you can see here, it's been a major downtrend, all the way since the IPO pump, all the way downtrend, 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 and the only difference now is you're oscillating above and below the moving averages. All it means is there's a significant move upcoming for the stock of LILM. These two lines are converging. The trend lines, and there's one to the upside, one to the downside. They're converging, and what that means in technical base is that there's a big move coming up. And yes, we have finally broken out of this trend. You're finally back above the moving average. You've broken out. You've had these higher lows. So there is a change. There is an accumulation. There is lower highs and higher lows, meaning you're coming to an endpoint. When you come to these endpoints, there is significant volatility. And the good news is you've broken up to the upside. You've not broken to the downside. You've broken to the upside of the structure, indicating a bullish approach. You have the laws of trading, the laws of maths on your side when it comes to trading. You're back above the moving average, as you can see. You've broken out the structure. We can move to the daily chart now. Each candle now represents a day. You've done it beautifully. What's happened here is you've broken out, you've had your initial move up, 28% up, and what you've done, which I love to see, is you've come back and you've tested the structure. You've come back and you've made sure that this is a bullish breakout. You've not broken back into it, you've just tested the area of resistance. It's now turned into support and you're back on your way up. What do I think going forward for LILM? Well, I do have price targets for LILM, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing with my LILM shares and how I'm trading it. What I did was I waited for it to come back for the retest, bought at around $1.05, 101, and I'm enjoying the ride. The next place if you're not in the stock yet, the next place I'll be imagining I'm going to be buying, not indicating what you should be doing. Everyone's position is different. I don't give financial advice, but what I'm going to be doing is when it comes back down another 10%, which is pretty likely to do, I'll be buying again at 110. Oh, sorry, 110. 110. It's another significant move to the downside, about 10% move down. If we do come down to 110, I'll be buying again because you've coming back to turn resistance into support. And remember, this horizontal line indicates areas previously which people have traded and bought the stock. As you can see in December of 2022, when we came back and tested this area, we went up 29%. So something similar can happen. So we're coming back down to 110. If that happens, I'll be buying, and my target for this trade setup would be previous highs, which is about 141. So I'll show you exactly how my trade is going and how I'm going to be doing it. So it's going to be a long position. My stop loss could either be very tight or where my previous buy was at about $1. And my target will be this new high at around 141. So that's what I'm aiming for. 141 is when I'm going to start selling. You can also have a look at a few Fibonacci retracement tools to give you some other take profit areas. And the next one would be in line with another one of our trend lines. So I will draw that as my next take profit area. 180 to 186. So those are my two areas where I'm going to be looking to take profits. I'll draw that on for you guys, about there. So yeah, my target is firstly 141 and then 180 for the stock of LILM. If it does break below, then I'm happy. I'm taking the risk. I've got my stop loss in place, so I'm not going to lose unlimited amount of money. If this whole stock collapses, bad earnings comes out, I have limit orders in place if I want to hold the stock long term, and they're around the 56 cent mark, and that's my long-term positions right now in this trade. I'm very happy to be holding on to my shares and adding to them at around 110. If we have a quick look at the indicators, the MACD, it shows that the trend is great. It is in the green. It's continuing to grow. The buyers are on our side. The only issue right now is we are fairly high in the RSI, but we're not overbought right now. We have no bearish divergence. We made a higher high, and the RSI made a higher high, so no bearish divergence on the daily. And we're in the bullish control zone. We're not overbought, but we're close to being overbought, but that's fine. That just means that the buyers are on our side and the momentum is with us. If you're looking, if you're a buyer, if you're a short of Lilium, then I'd be a bit wary. I don't see a short setup for Lilium at the moment. But yes, that's my thoughts on Lilium. I am quite bullish on it, and I do expect us to hit 180. Again, there are higher targets for Lilium, $2, and then we can start talking about the $5, $10. But I like to take it step by step. Once we have any new update on this, if you do leave me a comment and smash the like, then I'll come back on and give you my update on Lilium. But until next time, I'll pass it back to you, Martyn. Thank you. Okay, that's Lilium. Let's have a look at your comments before we move on to the next one. Sarah Gibson, if you want to become a member, then we can have a look at them for you. Stacey Bailey, I did not I haven't seen anything on this channel, unfortunately, on this show. BN is the next GME. We can have a look at that as well. Let's have a look at BNED because just a quick look. I'm just having a look at this BNED stock. Let's see if it's on the list. BNED. We'll be looking at many stocks today. We're going to be looking at FFIE, FSR, SOUN, NIKOLA, Plug, RIVIAN, IONQ, Space, and TILRAY. We've already had a look at Lilium. BNED. Yeah, we might have a look at BNED. Let's do it. Let's see if we rank for BNED. If you are here, please do hit the like button. We're going to have a look at BNED, and then we're going to have a look at a lot of other stocks. We're going to be looking at looking at a lot of these stocks that have potential for short squeezes, especially in the type of market we're at now. So please do stick around and leave your suggestions in the comments. This is just going to be a very, very quick video because it is Members Week and I do want to answer some of your questions. So BNED, do it as a video, just one extra video. Unfortunately, I do think this is going to rank, so I'm going to do it as a test. BNED. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a quick look at BNED. If anyone wants me to have a longer depth look at BNED, the chart and the bonds and Noble Education, if you want me to have a look at the charts in more in depth and do a longer review for you guys, just let me know in the comments. And if we hit 100 likes, I'll do it straight away for you guys. And if you want to look at the fundamentals, we can make that happen as well. But this is just a quick video to see if you are interested in this stock. And we can do some more analysis for you. But from the chart perspective, you can see it's been in a downtrend since its IPO of August the 15th. Downtrend, and then once you broke the trend line, you then turned into an uptrend. You can see the moving average, you've been below it during the downtrend, and then once you moved above it, you had a very, very nice move to the upside. No areas to be stopped out at, so you went 360% up, and then once that happened and you came back below the moving averages, very steep downtrend, and then you moved into a less steep downtrend, still below the moving averages, and then the most exciting thing has been in the past week. What's happened on Friday, along with a lot of other stocks this week, it had a very nice 152% move to the upside. Which is great. It's nice, but unfortunately, you're getting very close to the moving averages, meaning you don't have too much more upside left. And by too much more, I mean, yes, there is a nice 60% move to the upside that can occur. but you're not going to get another 100% in a day, I don't think. So yeah, so what you're looking at is maybe a 95 cents is my. If you're still holding and you're looking for higher targets, here are my targets. Very simply, from a chart perspective, I'll be looking to get out at 65 cents, most of my position, and then I might be waiting to 93 cents for the rest of my position. And you can hold your moon bag and hope for another $2 Barnes& Noble. But for right now, it's performing very well. The RSI, surprisingly, on the daily is not overbought. So it does have a bit more upside potential. And the MACD is going into a more green position. So this stock may actually continue upside, and then we might come on next week and say our targets have been moved higher. But for now, it looks like it's reversed. It looks like it's created a bottom. It looks like the potential's there for it to continue moving up. If you have any thoughts, or if you want me to cover this more in depth and look at the fundamentals as well as a deeper technical dive with all my trade setups and exactly what I'm doing, leave a comment below and smash the like button. I'll pass it back to you now, Martin. Thank you. That was an extra special one for you guys, but let's go on to the chart and go to the next one. Stacey, unfortunately, as you can see, you can scroll up as well. There is no super. Maybe you've done it on a different video, maybe next week's video, if you want to have a look. But I would have seen it if there was. We're going to do TILRAY next. TILRAY brands is our next one. We have lots lined up for you guys today, so it's a packed show. So please do hit the like button if you appreciate the effort. What we're looking for today is doing LILM, which we've done. TILRAY we're going to do now. SPCE, RIVIAN, IONQ, Plug, NIKOLA, SOUN, FSR, FFIE. And if we get any other suggestions, so do let me know what you want to look at in the chat. Let me know, and we might have a look at it. TILRAY brands. Let's get on with this video. Okay, let's do TILRAY. So again, just to remind you, what I'm doing is I'm creating these as videos. So if you wonder why I'm saying thank you to Martyn, it's because this is going to come out as a video later today. But the benefit of you guys watching now is you can give me your suggestions and you get this before anyone else. So thank you for joining me live. We do this every Sunday, and normally we have a lot of time for your suggestions, but this time we have already accumulated a lot of your suggestions from this week. So let's do the next one, which is TILRAY. Okay, TILRAY, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a deep dive at TILRAY Brands' technical chart, give you an update. If it's your first time watching, please do hit the like button. If you're a returning viewer, also please hit the like button. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. But yes, let's look at TILRAY Brands. Just a quick overview of the past of the stock. IPO'd, and what happened here is a classic IPO, but to the extreme. It IPO'd at a price of $22, and it went absolutely crazy. So one day we might see a $300 TILRAY. So remember, that is the all-time high. And if this stock becomes the number one stock for the cannabis sector, if everywhere legalizes it and we come back in 10 years, $300 is a possibility. So it's the reason I go back is because this is, for the future of the stock, going to be a technical level. As long as it continues to be solvent, as long as it continues to have profits, $300 is still on the cards. Of course, this was during 2019 and 2020. Oh no, this was during 2018 during its IPO. So IPO craze is always there. Remember, it's very dangerous trading IPOs, but also can be profitable. But yes, then it had its downfall, and then it came back up in 2020, went up to $66 in 2021, and then that's your more realistic best case scenario, around the $67. So that could be a target for the future. That might be what you're holding on for, which is valid, but remember, it's might take a lot of time, and the probabilities are probably against you. A lot of startups do go bankrupt, and you may never see these prices again, but it's worth noting. And the more significant level for the technical chart would be the area it didn't close above on the weekly chart, which is about the $31 level. So that's, again, increasingly more likely to reach these levels. And then you had your downtrend after 2021, and what I think you've done, I think TILRAY is forming a bottom. I think it's formed an accumulation phase. It's only been lower highs, but what we've done now, and lower lows, but now the lows are increasing. The price of these lows, as you can see here, in the all-time low was in June of June the 20th, 2023, at a price of 150. The next low was November the 6th, 2023, at $1.61. Which was a double bottom with the March the 4th, very recent lows of 161. And now you've made a higher low on the April the 22nd of 2024. Each of these lows are higher, meaning more people are holding the stock, more people are confident in the stock, more people aren't going to be selling off at these levels. Just notice something at these levels for the stock. But yes, what do I think about this stock for today? Recently, we've done some great trades on TILRAY. You go to the daily chart, you can see the areas we're buying in was, you see these two trend lines converging, these lower highs, which is a trend line down, and these higher lows, which I was just speaking about, they were converging. And normally at the end of these converging channels, you see a big pop in price, and that's what we were predicting. And in about a week's, we hit most of our targets. We made 44% without leverage, just on our spot holdings in a week, which was incredible. We posted all the videos out. And what's happened now is you're back above your moving averages. I like to call it the bull market support band. And what it effectively is your 20 and 21 week moving averages. And what's happened here, you're testing it. Yeah, Friday you came back down to it. You went a little bit below it, but you closed at the moving averages around $2.198. And this is an area for re-entry. So we can get rid of our past trades. Yes, we made lots of money, but that's in the past. We're looking at the next trade. That's what we always do. We reevaluate, see what we can do next. And we're at a level where we can comfortably say it's an area of low risk with a tight stop loss to try and get back up to these $2.33 levels. My stop loss is just going to be below the previous low, so it's going to be around 190. And my take profit, I've put it at 233, but I have to assess what the market is like this week, and I might take my profits a bit lower at 230, 228, something like that. That's my first take profit level. My next take profit level would be a bit higher up. It might be trying to get it back up to 247. So those are my next two trades. If it's a volatile week, if the S&P 500 starts coming down, if the craze starts going away for lower market cap stocks, it might affect TILRAY. But the good news about TILRAY, it's got a higher market cap. It's $1.6 billion dollar market cap. It is it's a stock that's here to stay. There's a lot of stocks people are trading that are going bankrupt. You can still make money with it, but this stock's here to stay. So even if you buy it at these levels, you don't mind holding on to it for a year or two. It can be a long-term investment as well as a trade. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm just giving you what I'm doing with my money and my shares, and just my thoughts on the stock and what I would be doing. But yeah, so for me, it's an area of low risk right now. You're at the moving averages, you're at a support level. If it holds, it can continue to go up. If it doesn't hold, if you start breaking down, if you go below the stop loss, then your next area of entry, that's why you have a stop loss, so you don't want to just lose your money constantly, is about 171. There's two ways you can do this. You're either trading and you have your stop loss, or you're a long-term holder and you want a dollar cost average, but not dollar cost average in a way that people do when they're not when they're not looking at the stock market constantly. If you're watching this video, you probably look after your investments and you have an idea of where you want to buy in. So instead of dollar cost averaging every Monday, you dollar cost average at zones which are low risk. So one would be 195. You buy 20%, 30%, 40% of the money you want to put into the stock at 195. And then at your next point, which I think is around 170, 175, you put in another 20, 30, 40%. And that's another one of those levels. Yes, there'll be another trade setup when we go back down there, but it can also just be a buy zone. And I already have my limit orders set up for that buy zone, because my experience in the stock market is things can happen very quickly. There can be some bad news that come out very quickly and some good news. So it's best to have those limit orders set up. So my limit orders are set up as a buy at 171. And also, I've got limit orders to sell at 254. If I'm away from the market and it flash crashes or it flash pumps, I'm ready to get out or get in. Looking at the other indicators, the MACD is still green, so the momentum is on our side, and as well as the RSI, it's just ticks below 49, which is not best. It's going back into the bearish control zone, but as long as it gets back above 50, the momentum comes in this week. The RSI has plenty of room to grow, and it's not going to be overbought anytime soon. So for me, TILRAY is looking good. There is a trade set up there for you guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And until next time, thank you very much, and I'll pass it back to Martyn. That was TILRAY. Let's have a look at your comments in the live show. We've got... Sure, I think you meant to say haha. Okay, let's have a look at these. No Top Gear. No, I know I did it in this channel because my receipt link brings me to this video. Maybe the super chats for not post unless it's actually live. No, people have super chatted before the show started. It just must not be linked to this video, Stacey. And unfortunately, we're doing a lot of videos today, so I probably won't have time to look at it. I'll have a look into it for you in a second, though. Is Fisker the best stock to buy tomorrow? We'll have a look at that, Romain. I can't give you the best stock to buy. I'm just here to give you my thoughts. I don't give financial advice. No Top Gear are professional that can comment on cars, not some dude on the YouTube channel, forgot his name. FSR, Ahmed, we will be covering FSR shortly. Sorry, I'm just kind of upset because I really wanted it done, and I baseball all day, so I made sure I super chatted early to get in first in line, and now it took my money and didn't even post. Stacey, if you've made a super chat, it will be somewhere, just might not be on this video. So happy USYK. I don't know how to say his one is boxing last night. Congratulations to you, James. Did you have a bet on it, or you just like him? Have you also read the review from Top Gear? Looks good for Fisker. Oh, Top Gear review. Let's see if we can add that into the FSR video. Let me see if I can find that for you guys. That might be good to add in FSR. No, Fisker Top Gear. Fisker Top Gear. Is it a video or did they do an article on it? Top Gear. Let's see if we can find it. Not that. If anyone has a link, please put it into Discord. Top Gear. I have not seen this yet. Oh, here we go. Must be a news article. Yeah, we'll have a look at that. I think if it's just the news article on Top Gear's website, the review, then I've got that up. Hey James, mate, the fight was good. I was supporting Tyson, but you definitely deserved that win. I hope so, brother. I will keep it to intrusive value of 400. Is that about? I'll get back to that in a second. Biden's speech will also help. He's going to charge extra tax on Chinese EV. What's going to happen with FSR tomorrow? We'll look at FSR shortly, but are these stocks above to buy? Nothing here is financial advice. I'm going to give my opinion on these stocks once I do the videos. Stacey super chat 9 hours ago. Please cover her stock. If it's a stock, then yes, I can do it. I'll have a look because she must have put it in a different. I look at all the super chats. She must have done it in a different video. Good evening, Craig, buddy. I used to support Fury, but don't like his attitude and stopped supporting him a while ago. Fury needs knocking down a peg or two. True gentleman. Top Gear review will pump Fisker. Are these stocks above to buy? Oh, Martyn's found it. It's Rootcoin. Was it on a different video? Because I would have seen it if it's here. We've only got one member join on. That's the only. Mo, welcome. I'm gonna check something. I think what's happened. Hello and welcome to Martyn. Luke. I think what's happened is, let me check one thing. Let's go back here. I think what Stacey's done is she's done it on a different video. And let me check if that's right. Because I know I would have seen it if it's. So let me show you what I'm doing. I'm on. This is next week's 26th. Yeah. Let's see if there's anything here. Okay. Okay. Well, Martyn's found it, so we'll cover it. What's it called? Root coin. Is that a crypto or a root coin? Root USD. Root USD. Is it this one? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Root coin. I haven't heard of it, and I just can't find a root. Is it this? Root coin? This is on CoinMarketCap, and I root. There's two different Rootkit Finance. So I'm going to have to move on. There's a lot to cover, and a crypto coin is with a low market cap is going to be very hard to cover in this segment of the show, especially when I don't have the price of the coin. I can't figure it out. Let's move on until we get some more information to SPCE. Brilliant. We are doing SPCE next, and then we'll be looking at IONQ. FSCA will happen. I will cover FSCA shortly. Exactly here. Most people want to know about FSCA. Ahmed, if you become a member, then we might be able to look at it sooner. But right now we've got an order. FSCA. I love the excitement. We will get to it. Don't worry about that. SPCE 43. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a look at Virgin Galactic Holdings, ticker symbol SPCE, one of my favorite stocks currently to be looking at and trading. I'm going to show you exactly why I think SPCE does have the potential to go to $100. I keep saying it and people keep misinterpreting what I'm saying, so I'll explain exactly what I mean by that in this video. But if you could please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, do subscribe. Leave your comments down below. I want to know what everyone's thinking about SPC. Have you given up on it? Were you buying at $30? Were you buying at $5 and you don't want to buy at $1? What are your thoughts? Did you used to invest in SPC? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'd love to read through them. So, SPCE, what am I thinking? I'm not sure if you've seen my previous videos. I have done a few updates. But for the people that haven't, let's just quickly have a look back at SPC. I'm not going to do too much of an in-depth review on SPC on the past, because we have covered it before. IPO price $10, absolutely went berserk in 2020, 2021, made the highs of $63, fell off a cliff, Had a bit of resistance at $10, back tested $10. $10. The reason I'm saying $10 is because its IPO price. It was support. It was resistance for a while. So $10 is key. All it was lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows. The whole trend was to the downside. I was not bullish on SPCE at any of these points. A lot of people were interested between the $4 and $5 mark. I wasn't. I was just saying that the trend is continuing to the downside, which it did. We had a few opportunities, and then below 411 again I was bearish, and then until we went on this very long, the most amount of weekly red candles that we've ever had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that was an indication to me that there must be a reversal coming. Not only that, we had the intrinsic value of 150. The value of the company, I believe, is around 150, and that's not the value of the company. That's just the value of the things they have, the cash, the factories, everything like that. They can the stock price really shouldn't be below 150. So that was my buy area. Bought it, sold it around 260. Identified an area to be buying. Yes, I bought at 150 and it went down to 140. Oh no, it's fine because I took profits at about 250. That was about a 65% move to the upside. It could have been a bit more if I bought a bit lower, but who really cares? I'm very happy with a 70% move up. It's pretty much unheard of. People go after 5% on their interest on their banks, and they go after 10% on the S&P 500. So 70% in a few weeks, I'm very happy with. Unfortunately, there was many warning signs. You can go back in the videos and see exactly what they were. It was a break of trend. It was a resistance. It was the overbought nature of the stock, and that all faded away, and we went into a downtrend. And very recently, I went bullish on it again. At what price? I went bullish around 79 cents, 80 cents. Again, what a shame. It went down a bit further. I could have made more money. It went down to 70 cents. And I did actually buy it on the way down as well. But let's just say I only bought at 80 cents. This week it went up to 120. Where did I sell? I sold at these moving averages at I sold at 120. It went all the way up to 150. I cannot believe 150. It is amazing. As you can see, I drew this at that point. These lines here, I drew at that point. I said it's going to go up. It did. Went up to 105. I said it's going to have a pullback. It didn't go as low as I was hoping. It didn't go back to 85 cents. It went back to 89 cents. Had its pullback, and then it went up. I was thinking about 137. It went up to its moving averages of around 150. What's happened now? It's come all the way back down, which is a shame. It's very hard to trade now because it's done the both extremes. What does it do next? It doesn't really give us an idea of what's going to happen next. What I'm going to do is turn off the after hour trading so we don't get those lines. So yeah, it's interesting because I've had very nice trades with it recently, and now it's just fallen off a cliff again. It's come down very fast, very quickly. So let's just have a second to just have a look at the stock and think, what is the next best option? Looking at it on a daily candle, it's come back to this area, this green box, and this green box used to be support, and then it turned into resistance. So can it be support again? This candle is it's an indecision candle. This is the Faraday candle. It's an indecision candle. It doesn't know whether or not to go up or down. The only good thing about this candle is the fact that it's above previous resistance. It closed not bearishly, but if it was going to be a bearish close or a bullish close, it's more a bullish close because it's a bit higher up. But for me, because I've made the profits, I've got still shares I bought at 80 cents. I never offload all my shares at once. I sold about 80% of my shares. For me, SPCE is not a long-term hold. It is, but at the same time, I trade my shares to accumulate more shares. Where would I be buying? I'm going to still be waiting for 85 cents to buy some more long-term shares. I am going to continue holding my trading position, what's left of it, my 20% remaining, at $1. If it starts closing its candle this week below $1, then I'll be selling off my trading position and I'll be looking to reopen a position around 85 cents. That's my next buy zone. So let's highlight that. 85 cents, between 84 and 87 cents is my buy zone. and then I might be offloading some of those shares at $1. And then, just like before, just like how we popped up with the GME news and everything like that, a lot of stocks this week have been popping up, and SPC followed suit. If they continue going up, this moving average here is going to continue coming down, and then I'll be taking my profits around there. So it's probably going to be around 140, 130 is the next. If it does pop up again, have your limit orders set up. Have your sell orders, whatever you're comfortable with selling, sell it at those levels. 140 might be a good level to sell, and my limit orders are set up to buy at 85 cents. So yes, SPC still looking good. And why do I think it's going to $100? Because I think if this company continues to stay solvent, continues to fight, has a good flight, which we'll be covering, it looks like it's got enough money to survive until the Delta fleet. It looks like even if it loses the Boeing case, it has enough cash on hand to pay the balance, 100 million. They might just need to raise a little bit more capital to keep them to make sure they survive until the Delta fleet. And if that all goes well, then I can see it going back to $10. That's the level that I'm eyeing up for the next few years. And why do I say $100? Because they're looking to do a reverse split. If they do a 10-to-1 reverse split, and then what the $10 we see now is going to be $100, and we might see a $100 SPCE, a 10x from where we are now. With the new price, it might be $100. So we're looking at maybe a $100 SPC, a 10x from where we are now. And I'm trying to accumulate below that $1 mark at areas of low risk. RSI is not overbought. It's got plenty of room to move higher. And the MACD, unfortunately, is sloping down, but it's still green. This green candle can become much greener on Monday, Tuesday if stock price continues to go up. It is in a moment of indecision. You can't get the best trade set up right now, but if you have a previous trade and you've sold a bit, then there's no real reason why you have to sell right now. It's not giving us any sell signals, and it's not really giving us any buy signals. So right now it's the best time to get your limit orders set up and to plan for where you want to see the stock go. Any other questions, let me know below in the comment section below. And please do let me know if you want me to cover anything else. Until next time, I'll pass you back to Martyn. Thank you. Okay. Let's have a look at your comments and see what everyone is saying. A lot of non-members in here today. You should all be members. We've got a great community here. Everyone helps each other out. We find each other stocks. We have a whole Discord community. We've got Ednevius, which helps us learn how to intraday trade. He finds sort of large movers. We've got many benefits. So please do consider becoming a member of this channel. Let me find the next stock we're going to do, which I think is IONQ, if I'm correct. I think Martyn's put them all up. Yes, IONQ. And we will be covering a lot of other stocks. What else will we be covering today? These are all member suggestions from this week. We're going to be covering RIVIAN, Plug, NIKOLA, SOUN, FSR, and FFIE. All good luck with FIA. Spread some love to FSRN. We're following the same trend. So tired of chasing the stock to a lower price SPC. Still, I'm not chasing it to a lower price. I'm happy with paying under $1 for this price. That's my average is around 78 cents. Would a potential 1-to-10 reverse split make SPC less appealing for a short squeeze or GameStop-like move? Slightly, yes, because the people targeting that are targeting the lowest traded stocks prices. So they're looking at anything at below 20 cents. But you don't really want SPC to be traded like that. Yes, it's great for a short-term move, but what we're looking for is a nice company to grow nice and slowly and a more of a long-term investment. Well, that's what I'm hoping for, but They've got a true business running. A lot of these other stocks are going bankrupt, so you don't really want the company to go bankrupt. Can I get a whoop whoop for FSRN? Says Matthew. You need volume for a squeeze. FFIE has a volume for a potential squeeze. Yes. Join the channel, become a Lucasade, the best community on YouTube. Lucasade family. That is right, James. Thank you for joining us today. Let's see how many likes we have. 14 likes, 45. That can't be right. Let's refresh that. How do I become a member, says Wade. Martin, if you could please post the membership link, that would be great. We've got 52 likes, 46 watching, so thank you all for smashing the like button. If you haven't already, please do that. Our specialty on the Sunday show is always having more likes than the people watching, and we're doing it again. I love it. Okay, so IONQ, let's get ready for this. RW will definitely come on to FSR. Here we go. Martin's just posted the membership link. It's literally a few dollars if you want to do the basic rate. And it's no, we just wanted the membership link, Martin, not everything. I'm joking. Yes, the first link is how to become a member. Yeah, so you can have a look at that. RW says, Matthew says patience. Yes, everyone needs patience. The price of FSR is not going to move yet. Let's have a look at IONQ. I'm joking. I'll have a look at it sooner than. Well, I'll have a look at it. Don't worry. It will be covered. IONQ. Let's have a look at IONQ. Hello, Zach. Development Alert is here. Hello, how are you doing? We're trying to get to 100 likes, Zach, for you. Let's see if we can do it. 100 likes, $50 is what we're trying to do. Let me get IONQ ready. IONQ. Wow, we're really going to go over time today. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at IONQ. Very interesting stock. A lot of people love trading this stock, so I'm going to show you exactly my full technical chart analysis of IONQ. So please do hit the like button and do subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will reply to them as soon as I can. We're going to do a full technical analysis, meaning I'm going to show you exactly how I look at technical analysis, so you can copy it for your own stocks and shares and crypto coins. So how I start out is, firstly, I go onto the daily or the weekly. We can start with the weekly. Look at all the significant points of the past of the stock. One would be the IPO, so IPO'd around $10. Next would be the IPO high. Normally after an IPO there's a high. Sometimes the all-time high, but not in this case. The IONQ high was $15. That is significant. And even before looking at why it's significant in the future, if it's had any price action, you can just see straight away. I haven't even seen it. It's been regarded as resistance before, and the other IPO price has been regarded as support before. So yeah, so that's why I look at these significant areas. The next one would be the all-time high, and then also the weekly close at the all-time high. Then we start looking at the lower prices. One would be a significant low price there, which was the pivot point before this massive move up. And if we look in the future, I'm sure, here we go, recently we've tested it as with support, so it does come in handy. Then it will be the all-time low and the other significant, and that's the capitulation low, and this is the main low around this area here. So those are my horizontal lines done. Then I'll start looking if there's any trend lines. Let's see. Not really. I mean, the only one would be in recent times where it's sort of a downtrend. but no, that doesn't really work. So this is my thought process before I look at stocks, and then you might have something like that come up in the future, but you can just leave it there. To show you that there is a higher low situation. There's not enough to call it a trend, but it's enough to keep an eye out for it. In case it does come back lower, you don't really want to start breaking below here, otherwise your structure is not higher lows. And then that's about it for the trend lines until we move on to the daily time frame. So we start moving down the time frames. So for IONQ, you can see these are the moving averages I like to use right now. When you're above the moving averages, when you consolidate at these moving averages, you go up. So for example here, you popped up from the moving average, you're above it, so you went up 55%, you came back down, and then you test the moving average, and then you came up another 119%, and then you came fairly close to the moving averages, and then he popped up another 133%. That's why I like to look at the moving averages. If you're below the moving averages, it's sort of the opposite. You test the moving averages, you came back down another 33%. You look over here recently in March 2024, you test the moving average, the underside, so you've tested as resistance, and the opposite happens. You came back down 42%. So that's going to come in handy when I start looking at the moving averages now. So here we go. This is the daily time frame. What you see here is the past few weeks. And our Friday close at 8:17.8. So what do I think of for this stock now? If we go onto the 4 hour, you can probably see the structure a little bit better. It's sort of a microphone structure. You've got higher highs and then higher lows. That's the structure we're in right now. So what I anticipate is bouncing around this for maybe a little bit longer. We are at the lower part of this, so you can expect this week to maybe go up 10%. So that's my first trade of the week, would be something like this. Stop loss at its previous low. So that's the low. I can show you exactly why I choose that low. You look at the previous low, there it is. That's my stop loss, and the target would be around the previous high, just getting up to the top of the structure. So there we go, 9.55 is my first trade of the week, trying to get it up to 9.55. What I'm looking at next would be, the next take profit would be 10.52. So I'll show you why there is because actually the next, because that's going to come and play with the moving averages, is going to be around that area. So if we get back above the moving averages, the next one will be 10.50. And then you might be looking even higher, but if it does go higher, you're sort of looking at maybe $15. But if we break $10, I'll come back on and make a video and show you my next targets and how I'm going to strategize and how I'm going to take the trade to $15. If we do break down, however, if we don't hold this structure, if we break below, the trend line over here and the horizontal trend line, you're probably looking to come back down another 12%, and I'll be setting up my limit orders to be buying the stock around $7.36 and just below at around $7.10. So those are my two limit orders to buy the stock in case we have a huge crash suddenly, and my areas to be offloading is about $10, my limit orders. But here are my trades of the week. That's what I'm doing. When I look at the RSI, I see bullishness because it's around the 49, which is very close to the bullish control zone, plenty of room to run. The only bad news is that the MACD is showing negative sentiment, and that's why I keep my stop losses tight. And I have my limit orders in case it does come back a lot lower. The overall look for IONQ is maybe it can go back to $15, $20 on the upside. And if it starts breaking structure, remember it can go as low as $4, and you never want to go all in. And I don't give financial advice. So I'll pass it back to you, Martin. And that's my review of IONQ. Oh, Wade has become a member. Congratulations to you, Wade. Lots of benefits coming your way. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's show. It's always at the, I think it's an hour before the opening bell, an hour before the closing bell. I think Martin's basically live about 12 hours a day, so you'll get a lot of perks and benefits. Congratulations and welcome to you, Wade. Let's skip RIVIAN for a second and go on to plug. Why is this not? There we go. Plug power. Ismin, your question will be answered, but FFIE, or am I too late? Just be careful. If you want to get in, get in. If you don't want to get in, don't get in. Just don't put in more money than you can afford to lose. If you're asking like that, you probably don't know too much about it. And I just want to make sure people don't start gambling as too much, because I saw what happened 2021 and 2020, and people were putting in much more than they could afford to lose, and they basically lost houses trading GME and AMC and Nokia and even Bitcoin and stuff like that. So we will have a look at the chart and I can give you my perspective on it. But no matter what anyone says, don't put in more than you can afford to lose. I have looked at plug power before. I'm not sure where my chart's gone. Plug. Okay, we're doing plug next. We're doing lots of reviews for our members this week. It's very hot in my room. I might need to change into a t-shirt. Very, very hot. Okay, let's do plug power. Thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully we cover all the stocks that you wanted to see. What am I doing? 45. Here we go. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at plug power. I'm going to do a full technical chart analysis for plug power, show you exactly where I think it's going in the short term, long term, and the middle term. See if there's any trades viable for it. Let's see if the possibility of $72 and $50 it is still there for plug. That's a lot of numbers I've been hearing thrown out there for plug power. So let's get straight into the video, and if you haven't already, please do hit the like button. If you do appreciate us having a look at the chart, I will be answering all your comments in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. So the full chart analysis of plug. So you have to bear with me because I'll show you exactly my whole process on when doing a chart and how I look at charts. So you can always replicate it for any other stocks you like. And it also gives you a good idea of how plug power has traded in the past, as that might be an indication of how it might trade in the future. It won't be exactly the same, but it can definitely rhyme. My first point of anchor, my first trend line, horizontal trend line, will be at the IPO price of 150. I'm just going to do it for fun. You don't need to, and it's so ridiculous. At 1,500, we probably never get there again, unfortunately, for plug power. That's the all-time high. I normally put a trend line there. That's just my process. And then you look at any other significant lows, which would be the low that came all the way from 1,500 to $93. Then you'll be looking at the all-time low. Actually, there's more lows before we look at the all-time low. The next low was at around $36, and now we look at the more realistic prices. You start looking at the all-time low. This is sort of more of the area we're in now, which is 11 cents. Is it exactly 11 cents? Let me check. Yeah, it's about 11 cents. Then you have this from the 11 cents straight back up to $11, so an amazing 100x. Very, very in a very short amount of time. And then you had the move from basically $1, well, less than $1, all the way up to 75. So basically another 100x, which was absolutely crazy, and that's what people are looking for again. And then you had this trend that we've been down ever since we got that last $75, the last big spike. The trend has been to the downside. There's not a specific trend line, but you can see it's to the downside. And then I think the only trend line which you can have for the downside is about something like this. Let's see if that works. Yes, that's exactly right. Okay, and then there's a trend line to the upside as well, which I noticed, which would be connecting the lows to indicate that there's higher lows, and what the higher lows indicate, I'll show you exactly what they indicate. You connect the lows, so this was the all-time low at around 11 cents, and then you had a higher low, and then the next low was at 88 cents. Your next low was about $1. And then your next low was very recently at $2. You can see that the trend has been to the upside, meaning more people, these higher lows, all they're indicating is more people are owning the stock, more people are happy to hold on for higher prices, and there's accumulation going on. So that's good to see. It shows that we're not going in the opposite direction. It shows that we're not having lower lows, meaning that from 11 cents we're going to 5 cents to 6 cents. So there is higher lows here on Plug Power. More people are owning the stock, which is nice to see. So let's go into the daily chart. So each candle represents a day, and let's see what is in store for us in the shorter term. I'm not sure if people saw the video from before, but we had this trend line already shown, and we said it was a low risk area, and in basically 2 weeks there was a pop of around 100%. So congratulations to everyone who took that last trade on Plug Power. I'm not asking anyone to follow exactly the trade I'm doing, but if anyone made money, congratulations to you. I don't give financial advice, so it's not my doing, it's your own doing, so congratulations to you. What's happened ever since is we've come straight back down, not all the way down, but we are back below the moving averages, and this is the moving average I was showing. When we're below it, we continue the trend downside. When we're above it, the trend seems to be to the upside. Right now, we're back below the moving averages, so in my opinion, it's going to continue going down. It seems like we've tested it as resistance, so it's at least going to close this gap, in my opinion. So my first area that I might be adding to my position, or even adding to long term, is about $2.96, around that $3 mark. So that will be my next area I'm looking for this week. And then for a trade setup, I might be looking to see if I can grab it back around this trend line with my stop loss below the previous low at 226, having my first take profit at around $3. If I do manage to buy at this price, my next take profit, I'll be looking to get this stock back above the moving averages and seeing if we can start targeting some higher areas, which would, in my opinion, be connecting these two high points and finding the next lower high, which would be around 476. So those are my two trades. If it does come back down around the 230 level, I'll be trying to buy it, sell it for $3, and then sell it for $4.75. If I'm already in a trade, I'll be expecting it to come and close this gap. This is the gap between Monday and Tuesday last week. It seems it's going to be attracted to close this gap, and it might just be the case where it comes down to this level, and then that's about it, and then it continues on its path to the upside. So that is another possibility, but my limit orders are definitely set up for those lower prices because it is more low risk at those areas, and I can get more shares for my money at that level. If you want to quickly look at the RSI, see how much upside potential there is in terms of being overbought, you look at Plug Power and you see it is in the bullish control zone around 60. It's not overbought. That would be above 70. So there's more. There is potential for it to continue to the upside. And then you look at the MACD and you can see it's not in the red. It's in the green. So the momentum is on our side. So it's looking good for Plug Power. I do expect to move down before we continue going higher. But there are some trade setups I'll be taking for Plug Power. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll pass it back to you, Martin. Thank you. Welcome, Nate, to the Lucasade family. Yes. I wonder why that didn't come up. Sound effects are muted. That's not meant to be right. Okay, sorry about that, Wade. Hopefully, normally we have a sound effect, so I do apologize if that didn't come up for you. But welcome to the family, Wade. What's next, NIKOLA? James, your guess is as good as mine. The GameStop going to continue next week. I don't think we can predict if GameStop is going to continue next week or not. The best thing we can do is risk management. So yeah, I don't have a question for you. Sorry, I don't have an answer for you. How long have we been going? An hour and 14 minutes. Normally our show is about an hour, so we're doing an extended show for you guys. What is next, NIKOLA? Is this back? There we go. That's why we have very, very, very tight stop losses. Okay, let me see if I can. So because we're having an extended show, I'm probably just need to get some, go run to the toilet, get some more water, and maybe change into a t-shirt because this room is extremely hot. And I'm afraid if I open a window, then I might get too noisy. Maybe I just open the window. Okay, let me put a time on the screen and I'll be back. Let me write it down for anyone who's here. Quick water break FFIE when I'm back. Oh, I need to make that bigger. I'll make that bigger. There we go. Quick water break. Let's put the timer. So I do apologize about this, but I think it's worth it. So we do some extra charts for you guys. 5-minute tea break. James loves it. He goes and gets a tea. We'll be back very, very shortly. And I'm back. I didn't make it right in time, but hopefully it wasn't too long. Here we go. Let's see what the comments were when I was gone. There's the links for you guys. If you want to become a member, the links are up on the screen. We'll start chatting about Bitcoin. You'll think the channel has changed, Matthew. Do you think Bitcoin will make new all-time highs this week? Maybe. We can have a look at Bitcoin towards the end. 1 minute left. Where have you gone? He went to meet his girl, says that. Sensei, yeah, I did actually go speak to my wife. Yeah, Sensei has just gone to drop off some friends off at the pool. Says Craig. Timed that well. Says Meow Crypto. Was it? Did I come in on the second? I came in and it said 0. Let's show that. Martyn might want to see that Discord username. Perfect timing, Sensei. To the second was actually that's crazy because there's no way of me knowing what the time is. I can look at YouTube and that's behind. That's crazy. And all my devices are in here. Late, you had to pay a fine, bro, and that's the FSCE analysis. Yeah, so we'll do NIKOLA, then we'll do FSCE straight away, because I've already got the NIKOLA chart up, and then we'll do FFIE, NIKOLA, FSR, FFIE, and then SOUN and RIVIAN. We're doing lots and lots today, so please do hit the like button if you haven't already. Wow, you put an alarm of 5 minutes, bro. Alarm. I didn't put an alarm. No, I don't have my phone is actually my camera right now, so I don't have a second phone. Sensei, quick look at KWE. Sensei, quick look at Kevin B. I'm so sorry. I just don't have time to do that. My tea is nearly ready, James. Brilliant. Okay, let's get back into it. NIKOLA Corporation stock review. So NIKOLA, and then we'll do FSR and FFIE because I think that's what a lot of people are in the chat seem to be wanting, FSR. So we'll do that right after this. Only if you spam the chat with FSR. If I finish this review and my whole screen is filled with FSR, I will do FSR. So everyone watching live, if you want FSR next, absolutely spam FSR in the chat. Get the chat going crazy with FSR. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's have a look at NIKOLA Corporation, ticker symbol NKLA. Let's have a look at the trade setups for this week. Is there money to be made? GME is going crazy, FFIE is going crazy, NIKOLA is going down. You would expect it to be going up with the craze as it is a penny stock, as it is under $1, and that's what people are targeting right now. So is this the one that people are missing out on? Is this the one that's going to pop next? It might be, and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing with my money on this stock. Again, everything I give is not financial advice. If it's your first time here, please do consider subscribing. If you like the NIKOLA updates, please do hit the like button. If it's your first time here, please hit the like button. That would be much, much appreciated if you can do that. It takes a second and it will make my day. So NIKOLA, we've had a look at it in the past. As you can see, it's one of those stocks that has just continued to come down. There's been a lot of issues with the company, and we finally seem to have been trying to form a bottom around this between the 60 cents and the all-time lows around 53 cents. What's happening now? We're back at the all-time lows. The all-time lows, I'll put it to the dollar, is 52 cents. Let me just make sure I've got that right. Actually, it's not 52 cents. The all-time low for this stock is, I'll tell you exactly, it was 52 cents. The previous bottom from a few weeks ago was 53 cents, and what we're at now is 53.5 cents. So what do I expect? Again, we had an amazing trade with NIKOLA, which we took it all the way up to we bought in around the lows of 60 cents, and we took profits between 75 cents, $1, and we didn't quite reach the $1.28 target. So we can get rid of those trades now because they are invalid. The profits have been taken, well, most of the profits have been taken, and then we've been stopped out with the rest of the share. So overall, a very, very nice profit. What is happening now? As you can see, this is the daily candles, and this week, while everything's been going up, um, during the GME day, NIKOLA went up. It went up quite heavily, and then it closed the day down, and then ever since it's been going down. It's getting very, very close to all-time lows. Everyone is fearful, and when everyone's fearful, I like to be bullish. Not all the time, but I like to have a trade going with a tight stop loss, less um, taking on less risk, and trying to make money with a trade, as well as adding to a very small long-term bag. I don't really believe in NIKOLA too long-term, but I'm happy to hold a small bag of it for my long-term portfolio. Where is it going? It's very clear that it's probably going to come down to its previous low of May the 10th this year, which is around 53 cents. So we can expect to go back down there, and then from there, I do believe we do have an opportunity to see if there's a double bottom and try and capitalize on that with a trade. So my first trade would be trying to, if we go into the 4-hour time frame and see exactly how it's been trading this week, we'll be trying to get it up back up to this wick of around 57 cents. So that's a very nice, very low risk trade of trying to get it up 10%. The risk to reward on this is a 38, which is absolutely amazing. So that's a trade I'll be taking. Another trade to be taking is having your stop loss all the way down to 52 cents, where you can be buying it at 53 cents, buying it at 52 cents at its all-time low, having your stop loss slightly below it, and then targeting higher areas. So your first target would be 58 cents. So I'll put this out for you guys, 58 cents. Your next target would be targeting 62 cents. The next target for NIKOLA would be even higher, trying to get back up to $1 maybe, but it would be the moving averages, and these moving averages are trending to the downside, so we can try and expect that this trend would continue something like this. The other one's coming down a bit quicker, so something like that. So you're expecting it maybe 67 cents would be my next take profit on NIKOLA. So those would be my 3 trades of the week for NIKOLA. That's what I'm going to be expecting. As you can see with the RSI, it's very, very low. It was oversold a few weeks ago. It's approaching oversold, which means it has plenty and plenty of room to the upside. It is in the bearish control zone, so bears are in control right now, and that's why the price is going up. The good news is the MACD is still green, so that gives us the momentum. And one of the indicators is looking good on that side of things, but we could just have a small bounce that relieves it from its the RSI getting to oversold. So for me, NIKOLA it's just a new trade. It's heading back down. It's in an area of low risk because it's very close to its all-time lows. You have a tight stop loss, trying to have that risk management on hand. Wouldn't go all in on the stock, but it's certainly one of those stocks that seems to fallen through the I don't know what the phrase is, but it's fallen through the cracks, I think is the phrase. While everything else has been going up, NIKOLA has been going down, and it's presenting opportunity. Everyone's fearful. I'm not fearful. When people are fearful, it's time to be bullish. And right now, no one's really talking about the stock that much, but I think it's one of the ones that hasn't gone up that much, that can have a very quick bounce back up to the upside, and we can capitalize on that. If you're looking more long term, then you can have your limit order set up at 52 cents and trying to buy it at all-time lows, lower your average, or just get positioned in NIKOLA Corporation. We have covered the earnings, so if you like, you can always go check out that video on the channel. But for me, these are my 3 trades for NIKOLA. Let me know your thoughts. Are you bullish on this stock? Are you buying in, or have you had enough of its downtrend? I'll pass it back to you now, Martin. Thank you. I forgot when I finished. Okay. Oh, I don't see FSR being spammed, so we have. I'll give you another minute. If you want to spam FSR, we'll have a look at it. If not, we'll move on to sound and then FSR. In the meantime, I can do a quick RIVIAN review. We have 42 people watching, which is a great audience. Thank you so much for watching. We're trying to get to 100 likes. If we get 100 likes, that's $50 to charity. It takes 1 second, so please do share it out and like on whatever you can. If you have a couple accounts, please give us a like on your accounts. FSR, I still don't see it. I think initially we had a few from Ahmad. Let's see what your comments are, and we'll wait to see if we get any more FSR comments. Audio Ghost, Under Pump, FSRN is like dry Tinder, one match. Where can I acquire this FSR? AG Trading, Trading 212s, eToros. That's where you can buy it. I should buy stocks in tea. Does anyone trade tea stocks here? No, but we trade coffee here. We trade coffee, we trade Coke, as in coca. No, what am I saying? Not coca beans. Coca beans. What's that actually called? Because I've messed that up. People are going to think I'm trading something else. Options. No, not options. What's on? Futures. There we go. It's coffee. Coffee futures. Coffee futures had an absolute amazing run up, and then it came back down to these moving averages. That's why I love to use these moving averages, and it looks like it's a retest and continuing to go up. So expect your coffee prices to start rising again. And coffee is, oh, here we go. Sorry, I wasn't showing it. Coffee was had an explosive move up, came back down into its moving average, so it looks like it's going higher. Let's see if anyone says FSR. Nope. Jason, we haven't done FFIE yet. Matthew says he's liked it. Thank you very much. And James is telling everyone to like the show, which is very nice. Thank you, James. Can I buy on Weeble? I'm not sure about Weeble. If anyone can help Audio Ghost, if Weeble sells FSRN, let him know, please. I don't use Weeble. Okay, let's move on to Rivian. Maybe we just leave the best to last. FFIE and FSR. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Rivian. Let's have a look at Rivian. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at Rivian Automotive, ticker symbol RIVN. One of those major electric vehicle companies. Let's see if the charts are bullish or bearish. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it on the long term, short term, and medium term, seeing if it's possible to get it back up to that $100 mark, or at least back up to its intrinsic value of $30, and how I will be trading it up to those levels. Is it a buy for me? So please do stay tuned in. And let me know your thoughts on Rivian in the comment section below. If you don't mind taking 1 second to hit the like button, that will make my day. So, Rivian Automotive. We've got two main trend lines, and that's the sort of where I think the value of this stock is in sort of a good scenario, in its base scenario, between $20 and $25, and they have acted as support and resistance in the past. For the last sort of year, we have been trending downwards. So we move over to the weekly chart. You can see it in greater detail. This move downwards has been from the beginning of the year. From December of last year, end of December of last year, we went all the way to our all-time low, 66% down, and where we are right now, we're about 57% down. So it has been absolutely crushed this year. And you're back below your moving averages. I like to use these moving averages if we're above the moving averages, as you can see before. When you get above the moving averages, it's quite bullish, you move higher. And if you're below the moving averages, the trend is normally to the downside. Right now, you're below the moving averages, so the trend seems to be to the downside. which is obviously not good for the long-term holders of Rivian and the short-term holders of Rivian. It looks like the price is below the moving averages, meaning there's not too many buyers in the market right now. So one good piece of news with an indicator is on the weekly, the MACD, which is shows sort of is an indicator I like to use, and the red is more when it's the price is moving down. So when this turned from green to red, the price of the stock went down about 55%. When it went from red to green, the price of the stock went up about 100%. So it's another indicator I like to use. Right now, it looks like we're about to tick green. We're going back into the green. So that could be an indicator that we might be heading back to that $20-25 region. So that's looking good on the weekly. On the weekly RSI, we're in the bearish control zone, but it does mean that we can move much higher and still not be overbought. We're not actually even oversold at the moment. So it can go both ways. According to that indicator, we move down to the shorter time frame, which is the daily. You can see that the MACD has continued to be green. It's slightly selling off on the green side. The RSI has been more in the bullish control zone, which is good. The bulls are on our side. We're about 53, and the overbought would be about 70. So there's plenty of room to head higher. And the trend right now is the upside. You can see just a simple random trend line. You can see that there's higher lows, meaning more market participants are holding the stock, more people are owning the stock, more people are bullish on the stock. They're not willing to sell at these prices. They're just here to accumulate. So that indicates to me that the trade right now is to the upside on the short term. So you have a trade like this where you're trying to get back up to maybe these moving averages. So enter at the trend line, you're looking to have and maybe a 20% move to the upside, which is very, very nice. So that's what we're targeting, trying to get back up to that $12 range on the short term. On a bit of a longer term scale, you're looking to maybe enter. We have to use our horizontal lines from the previous low. So around where we are now, maybe a few, about 50 cents lower would be the entry price. And what you're targeting here, you can use your Fibonacci to have a look at some take profit levels. So that's saying 17. Yeah, very, very good. I just had to have a quick look at that, see if it lines up with my trend lines, which it does. You're looking to enter around where we are now and trying to target up to that the large moving averages, the simple moving average around 16. And then maybe even $20. So those are my two trades for Rivian. Tight stop loss. If we start breaking the trend to the upside, then yes, we can come all the way back down, and then we have our limit orders set up for those all-time lows around $8.50. Just a little bit higher than the all-time lows because it looks like it's already capitulated and made its all-time lows, and I don't think we're revisiting them for a long while. It might just be a few cents above that. Around 8.50 would be my limit order setup for my long-term bag, just in case suddenly it comes down. I have my limit orders set up at 8.50 to sell, and I've still got my limit orders to sell at around $20. I think it's around $18, which sort of lines up with this take profit of the $17 on this trade. So I've got my limit orders in case it suddenly pops up there. I'm happy to take my profits at 17. $17. So my long-term take, my sudden limit orders, so I like to do it two ways. One is trading to add more, accumulate more shares for my long-term, which is these two trades here. My long-term bag, which I'm buying at areas I think is worth buying, which was $10. So I bought there. And now I've got my next limit orders at around $8.50 to buy, and my longer term limit orders to sell around 20 and 25. There's not too much more to Rivian. It's not going to be drawn into the craze of GME or anything. It's already got a $10 billion market cap, so it's a well-established stock at low prices. So that's my thoughts on Rivian. So I'll pass it back to you now, Martin. Thank you. Smash the like button, says James. Yes, let's get on to our other stocks. FS Sound. Sound is the last one before the big two. It's going to be a short one because we've recently done a video on Sound. Let's blast through these. 140. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at SoundHound AI, ticker symbol SOUND. Oh, no, sorry, ticker symbol SOUN. Sound without the D. So yes, let's have a look at it. Let me give you a quick update. I'm sure a lot of people have been following on from our previous video, so I won't do a full technical analysis chart. You can refer back to the SoundHound AI playlist where you can see all the chart reviews that I've done on this stock, and also the earnings, which is important to have a look at. So Sound is at an area where I think it's trying to accumulate, where it's trying to backtest. I forgot to say, if you don't mind, please hitting the like button. That'll be very, very greatly appreciated. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. But yeah, Sound. Obviously, we've been covering it. We were buying it around $2.50, even around the in the $1 area, $1.50, $1.75. It had its massive push up to $10. Our take profit was at 8.72. And then what I said is it should come back and retest this big green box. It used to be all this resistance. If it's going to be a nicely moving up stock, not something that just goes up in a straight line, something that has the momentum but also the structure to back that momentum, it has to come back and test these technical levels, which it has done. It came back perfectly. It came back very quickly, but it came back down to these moving averages. It tested the box, the resistance box, which is now support. It's headed back above it, and now it's giving us another support. So for me, SoundHound is looking great. It's looking great for a short-term trade. It's looking great for a long-term buy as well. So around these areas, I'll be buying and trying to target the $7.90 level. With a trade as well as my long-term position, and then we're trying to target the $8.72 level, and then if it does break $8.72, we have higher targets where we'll look at if needs be. But for right now, for this week's chart analysis, we're seeing if we can try and make a trade where we can go up maybe 25%. And then even higher to 55%. This might take a couple weeks, but at least we're trying to get back up to that $6 first, which is about a 21% move to the upside. Of course, it can come back down and try and test these moving averages again. So if that does happen, I do have buy orders set up around the $4.20 level, and you can turn that into a trade as well, where you just have your stop loss below the $3.80 and you take profit back at around $6. So if that does happen, you can enter a position at $4.20 as well. But it looks like the best risk to reward situation is trying to buy it where we are right now, and have your stop loss set up. So if it does stop you out, you have another area to get in. You don't want to be holding these stocks and just continuously making losses and then buying in lower, because the dollar cost averaging, it's going to be hard to get a very nice average price. It's better to have your stop loss, have your risk management, and buy in at a certain level to act accordingly. And for me, this green box is a buy level, and we're back at it and we're testing it and we're trying to target that $8.72. And you look at some indicators and they're on our side as well. The RSI is above 52, which is in the bullish control zone, plenty of room to run to the upside. The MACD is in our favor, it's in the green, the momentum is on our side. So the earnings went well, so it looks like it should continue higher into the next earnings session. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comment section, but for now, I'll pass it back to you, Martin. Thank you. Okay, now we're on to the big two, the FSR and the FFIE. Let's start with FSR. Well, FSRN, because it's over the counter. Oh my god, amazing. Look at that. That trade went really, really well. Oh, Billy, do you love the show? What's your take on AKN? There's a link just above to become a member. If you become a member, I can have a look at it for you. And Matthew, you seem to be enjoying the show as well. So please do consider becoming a member. It would be great to have you as part of the show. You seem to know about Bitcoin. You like the FSRN. It's literally a few dollars a month. I love to add people to our community. And I see Wade. Did you find my Discord friend request? Wade, unfortunately, I don't control the Discord server. So Martyn will either do that for you, or if you pop into the show tomorrow, we'll give you access to Discord. It's a Sunday. It's not the normal shows. The normal shows are run by Martyn. He's live every day, opening, closing bell, so he will give you access to that. But thank you for becoming a member. I can see you're a member, so I will be looking out for your comments. Matthew, Ghost, love for you to be a member as well. Audio Ghost. The link is just above, and it's a few dollars a month. Join the family. You like the same stocks we do, so, and a lot of our community do. So we do have lots, and there's lots of perks and benefits. So let's get on with the FSRN review. I will also look at this. Wait is over. Yes, the wait is over. We're looking at FSRN. The wait is over. What are we doing next? FSRN. Let me set it up. Thank you, Martyn. Yes, let's look at FSCA. Ticker symbol FSRN. Remember, it's over-the-counter trading right now. Let's have a look at it. It looks like it's very bullish for FSR right now. We had an amazing week for FSR. If you look at the weekly candle, we actually ended up the week, by the end of the week, up 78%, but the swing of the week from the low to the high was 229%. So let me show you what I think is going to happen this week, the short term, medium term, and long term. Even the long term prediction, my prediction for FSRN, I'm not giving financial advice, but I'm happy to show you the charts and what traders will be doing with this stock. So if you do appreciate us covering FSR, and especially the charts, do hit the like button. One more thing, at the end of the video, we're going to be looking at the Top Gear review, which we can start with actually. Let's start with that to see if that might have an effect on the chart as well. News, I've been getting this sent a lot of people saying it's good news, so let me give you my thoughts on it, and maybe Martyn will give you his thoughts as well in another video. So let's have a quick look at what Top Gear, BBC's Top Gear, is saying about FSCA. They have done a review on the car. So very, very interesting, and let's get right into it. So please do hit the like button if you like us covering all of this, and do subscribe if you haven't already. If it gets 100 likes, we'll be doing a video straight away, and I'll be donating to charity. Takes 1 second, just hit the like button. Do it now. Do it right now. Okay, FSCA Ocean Review. Published a couple days ago. And here's the car. Beautiful, beautiful car. This company shouldn't be going bankrupt. It's won awards for being a best looking car. I love that it's one of the only cars that have these solar panels. Why not? Have the solar panels, even if it's a few miles a day or a mile a day. It's brilliant. It harnesses the sun's energy. A lot of cars are parked outside for days, and having those extra few miles a day is absolutely brilliant. I love the design of the car. I love how it looks. It's such a shame that it's going bankrupt, but there is hope for this company, it seems. And let's see what they have to look at the inside. Absolutely lovely. That's so nice to look at. The design is brilliant. What Marcus Brown's MKHB was saying is absolutely ridiculous. He wasn't even allowing them to update the car. So it's just absolutely shambles what MKHP has done. But yeah, if you want more information about that, there will be a video on the FSR playlist about that. But for now, let's look at this. So the good stuff, this is just a summary. Good stuff, current bargain prices, chunkily good looking, lovely seats, massive batteries, some fun features. Bad stuff, Fisker is on the brink of bankruptcy. What is it? A gamble right now. Fisker is on the financial knife edge and it might not be here next year, month, week, or it might pull through. It might start up it's a startup with previous experience. It's got a plan, and in this ocean, it's a decent car, so the likelihood is that someone will come in and bail them out. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that someone that reviews cars, someone that's been reviewing cars for basically a lifetime, a massive one of the biggest car magazines, car reviewers, they've got some knowledge, and they're saying there's the likelihood that someone will come in and bail them out. Which this is actually good. This is actually significant. It's not just a line, it's what they're saying. I'm not sure I want the risk. Fair enough. And there is risk involved. Of course there is. I've been saying this for a while. It is very risky. When I was at $1, $2, I was saying more likely than not it's going bankrupt. And I still have the same saying, more likely than not it's going bankrupt. It's risky. You don't put all your money in. I'm not giving financial advice. It is of course risky. But risk doesn't always mean a bad thing. If you've got spare money, it might be a great risk to reward, but we'll look at the chart as well alongside this review. For instance, what happens to after sales if Fisker folds? It's a direct sales company with no dealer network. It's also got a product that depends on the over-the-air updates to develop and progress. The V1 software, it was notoriously glitchy, and this V2 and vastly improved, but still not perfect. MKHB wouldn't allow them to update them to V2. V2 was going to be great, and they're saying it's vastly improved, so much better. So he's given a fake review because it's all it requires was an over-the-air update that was coming. He refused, and he did that on purpose. Adaptive cruise control doesn't work yet, and this car refuses to change to regen brake settings while driving. If Fisker goes, will you be stuck with whatever glitches the car has? A good point. Certainly a good point. If it goes bankrupt, then you might have these issues. I asked the questions here. Fair enough, but the answer is yes, you probably will be. Although the next 2 software updates have been completed and are undergoing final assessment, if you're willing to take a gamble, you might just be able to bag yourself a complete bargain. There are 3 trim levels: Sport, Ultra and Extreme, and the price in the UK ran between $36,900 and $50,900, which for the spec they offered were very competitive. For an EV car in the UK, an SUV, that's really good pricing. Which for the spec they offered was very competitive because the Ocean is a bigger car than you think, and it's genuinely an enormous battery, 113 kilowatt hours. And perhaps the longest claimed electric range out there, up to 440 miles WLTP. That is massive range. So far, this Top Gear review seems to be on the side of Fisker. Seems to be quite bullish for Fisker. So not like the MKHB review. This seems to be better. And these are actual car reviews. Remember, he's just got a hobby that he's made a YouTube channel out of, and he's reviewed a few cars, and he thinks he's a car reviewer. These people are actual car reviewers. So far, looking good. They said prices run wise in the past tense. Back in March, US prices were slashed to get cars moved and restore cash flow. And what do we mean slashed? The base model dropped from $38,000 to $24,000. That's a percent drop of 36%. Now the same has happened in the UK, where the prices have now been cut from £14,000. So I can see why they're calling it a bargain. Let's move forward. I smell a bargain. What does the flagship Extreme version cost now? $43,900, and that does get you some very cool bits, including a solar roof to help with the charged battery, twin motors. What's California mode? You find this useful in the UK. It's a button that allows you to simultaneously open the roof and drop all the windows. And what do we mean by the windows? The top spec Oceans have electric opening tailgate glass and rear quarter lights or doggy portholes and we think of them as we like to think of them. Okay, it's a gimmick because we don't drive around with surfboards poking out the boot, but it does help give the Ocean a certain vibe. That's California mode for you guys. Does it feel well built? Um, so the build, it feels robust, structurally sound, and Fisker is proud of a 50 kg bio-based and recycling materials in the car. That's nice. It sounds ominously like you're damning it with a faint praise. In a way, we are. You can tell that it hasn't had enough R&D time and the money lavished on it. The cheap plastics are the most obvious, but you find the same defects in other areas too. There's a bit of surface turbulence on the roads and occasional pitch and drive. The regen braking is occasionally inconsistent. It's small background stuff, and to be fair, there's plenty of other much bigger brands who haven't mastered this. That's I was about to say that there's high-end brands, even Audi, Mercedes, are lowering their standards on the inside, so it does make sense that Fisker might not have the best regen braking, or it might have a few plastic bits in the car. That is perfectly normal. What's the verdict? Let's see what their verdict is. It's easier to use than a Tesla Model Y, more luxurious inside, and arguably better built, but it has to wear a buyer beware label. So it's a better car than a Tesla for the price, especially in the UK, because Tesla prices are quite expensive here. I think they start around £35,000, and obviously this is much more luxurious than a Model Y. Let's see what they say now. What the Ocean lacks compared to its rivals from huge companies is maturity and consistency. You can tell it hasn't had the same amount of investment put into it, which makes sense, reflecting the price. Let's see what they say. But it does have a bit of a sprint. It's a fun car to spend time in. It has more life and zest to most of its rivals. It's also easier to use than the Tesla Model Y, more luxurious inside and arguably better built too. But it has a buyer beware label. So what they're saying about the plasticky stuff, Model Ys are worse built, even though they've been around for much longer time. It's much more luxurious. It's a decent price, but the company might go bankrupt and you may never see it get serviced. Well, you probably can get it serviced somewhere else, but you might not see software updates, but you probably will because someone might buy them out. So it's correct what they're saying. It's a buyer beware label because the company might go bankrupt and you might lose all those privileges. So it's a risk. Would I take the risk? Probably not. I wouldn't. If I wanted this car and I had the money for it, then I probably wouldn't buy it because of that risk, and it's obviously going to put people off. But if they come back and someone buys them out, then that buyer beware label can be taken off. Let's see their final paragraph, all of which makes it difficult to score the Ocean. We've chosen to leave the question of future sustainability and the fact of the current price largely to one side and consider as a product. In many ways, it's better than the class competition, well designed and made, and no more glitchy than a fair few others on the market. Go into it with your eyes open. In other words. But we wish Fisker well. The Ocean, like the Karma before it, is convincing, and we'd like to see what Fisker has got planned for the future. However, what matters the most in the next few months and what is needed most is stability and security. Okay, so wow, what an amazing review. You don't expect that sort of stuff. 7 out of 10 they've given it. And they seemed very, very positive about Fisker and even the company, but you saw the comments they made about the company as well. They're basically saying they expect someone to buy them out. So let's have a look at the chart as well and see what we think of the FSRN chart. First thing that pops out to me is this week we finally hit our target of 12 cents, which is absolutely brilliant. And if we move on to the daily, you can see that that upswing happened and we closed that gap. We're very close to closing that gap. We're a few cents away, but I always say take your profits before the target, and that's why you do it. Look at that, an amazing trade. What's that from the areas we were saying? At least 150% made in a week, in a couple of days. Absolutely amazing. What's going to happen now? Well, you've got this gap on the charts between about 12 cents and between just 0.118 and 0.127. So that gap you think should get filled, but in the meantime it might go down first. So let's see if we can do any, let's go back to the 4-hour chart and see if there's any short-term technical analysis we can do. Trend line. There'll be a trend line to the upside, trying to keep those higher lows. It might be a parallel channel. Let's have a quick look if it is. Let's see if it is, because then it might have a heart line. There we go. That actually does work out. So there we go. So that does look like there's a trend to the upside. Obviously very volatile. The market cap is very low. It's about 95 million. So someone can easily come buy up this company for about 95 million. I'm sure they would be able to. Obviously we had the capitulation lows about around 2 cents, or 1.5 cents, which we probably won't see come into play again unless they are going bankrupt. But right now it seems like there's a few deals on the table. They have their earnings, it seems like tomorrow. Is that right? Do they still have earnings? We'll cover that if that is correct. It's having a lot of swings within this parallel channel. It's got the heart line, which is the middle of the parallel channel, which you can see is acting as support and resistance. You can see it was resistance to begin with, and then resistance again, and we're back below it. So it can have a move to the downside. The move to the downside could be like that. It could be another, how many percent? Let me check for you guys. About another 40% move to the downside. And if it does go down there, that's your next area to be able to take a trade. There was a moth in my room, so do excuse me. So that's a place to take a trade, trying to aim to get it back above the back to that area to close that gap. So if it does drop to about 4 cents, that's where I'll be taking my trade, buying in again, and targeting the higher side around 12 cents. That's my trade on FSR. If it does drop down a bit lower, I'll be buying again and trying to make another trade on FSR. But for right now, it might trend a bit to the lower side of the parallel channel. And worst case, I will have limit orders set up at all-time lows as well. But good news on the FSR Ocean Review. That is my trade setup. Those are my levels, and we will keep you updated. If you did enjoy the video, please do hit the like button. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll pass it back to you now, Martin. Thank you. We're very close to 100 likes. If we get 100 likes, I'll be donating to charity. So please do, I think $50 to charity. So please do that. FFIE. Or have we done everything? Have I missed something? Let me check. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have I done 10? Oh yeah, we added one. Okay, so FFIE. Faraday Futures. Oh, there's a moth in my room because I've opened the window. I hope it doesn't interrupt the video. Let's see if we've got any news. Human, we've done plug power. If you want to rewind the video, you can see plug power. FFIE, yes. It's about $1. Is that right? Is the earnings for FFIE tomorrow? FFIE earnings, let me check. My room is getting filled with insects. FFIE is on the 23rd, I think. Does anyone know when the FFIE earnings is? FFIE. Maybe it's already on Martyn's channel. Let me have a look. I'm just looking at the breaking news as well, seeing if there's any news. Sorry, bear with me. We're coming up to the last video and we've been live for 2 hours, which is one of our longest ones. Just leave your comments there and I'll have a look at them. Okay, and aftermarket on the 28th. Interesting. Interesting. Thank you for that. Linked up DK. Why are you not a member? Become a member. The links are up there. You guys all seem to be interested in these things, so why not become a member? Continue the discussions on Discord, see what all our traders doing, and I will wait till tomorrow to see what the impacts of Top Gear review. Then we'll sell. Okay. Good luck to you, Ahmed. 29th of May. Okay, so it's coming soon. Wade, our new member, seems to be one of our researchers now as well. So thank you, Wade, for that. We only sort of trust what the members have to say, because you never know, if you're not a member, you might just be a bot, or you might be a kid, or once you become a member, we know you've gone through the verification of YouTube. So thank you for that, Wade. 81 likes. We're trying to get to 100. We're just trying to get to 100. If we can smash that like button, that would be great. FFIE. Okay, let's get started on the FFIE. Let me write down the time we're starting the video. FFIE. It's the last one of the day. Thank you, Martin. Yes, let's have a look at the full technical chart analysis for Faraday Future Intelligent Electric, ticker symbol FFIE. It is a very, very interesting stock. It has had a short squeeze, and we're seeing if the short squeeze can continue and we can have another 1000% gain. I'm going to show you what I think is going to happen in the long term, medium term, and the very short term. So what's going to happen this week. I'll give you my price predictions, my trade setups, and all the information you need to know. So if you do appreciate that, please do take one moment. Just do it right now. Just hit the like button. It's going to make my day. I'll give you 5 seconds to do that. Smash that like button if you don't mind. Let me wait for you to do that. And then please do subscribe if you haven't already. Join our community. We have a lot of traders on Discord. We have a lot of people in this channel which like to trade FFIE, which have some insights, which share their strategies. We're live all the time, so you might even see right now that we're live, and you want to join into the show and give your thoughts. But for now, I'm going to be giving you my full thoughts on the technicals, on the charts, on the levels of FFIE, and we're also going to have a quick look at the fundamentals. So here you can have a look and see on our alpha spread technology right now, it's even saying $57 might be a possibility for the stock FFIE going back to $59. Does that excite you? If that does, hit the like button. Obviously the revenue's increasing, all this sort of stuff. There's good news. They've got some assets, liabilities, more assets and liabilities, which is good. The only issue is profitability, which is a big issue. Not much profits, a lot of red crosses, and the solvency score is not very good. The Wall Street is some Wall Street analysts has kept its target of $10 as well. So there is potential. We're at $1. Some Wall Street people are saying $10, and they're normally very conservative and don't give these sort of predictions. So FFIE, you look at the past, you look at before the squeeze, what were we doing? We formed a very nice bottom around 3 cents, and this was targeted because people were looking at stock screeners like this, FFIE, FinViz, what they were doing, they were going to see what are the lowest ticker symbols, lowest price ticker symbols, pricing it that way, and they were seeing that the lowest price ticker symbol is and FFIE was one of them. As you can see, it was about 3 cents. The lowest one right now is 8 cents. They targeted these, and they were trying to short squeeze them, which happened well for FFIE, but for now, right now, a lot of them have gone back down along with FFIE and obviously GME as well. So with that backstory, what do I think is going to happen? For me, I think it's very hard to predict with the volatility of this. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to be like the other YouTubers which say it's going to $10, $20, $50, $100. It's going to have another short squeeze. And I'm not going to be like the YouTubers that are going to say this is going bankrupt. I'm going to give you my honest opinion for someone that has been trading a lot of these sorts of stocks back. I don't do it anymore because it's very, very risky. I don't need to try and turn $1,000 to 50,000 anymore. I don't need to try and turn $10 to $1,000. I'm here for the long term. I'm following Martyn's strategy on the S&P 500, but it's completely valid if you want to try and make 10x on FFIE. It's just you need to control your emotions. If you can't control your emotions, don't bother. Sell everything you have and move to the side. If you can't, if you're putting in more than you can afford to lose, leave it. Stop doing it. Sell what you can, and make and figure out how you're going to use your finances to get back to where you need to be. If you've got FOMO, don't bother. Leave. If you've got any sort of emotions, if you need it to go up, or if you just walk away. That's the best advice I can give you right now. Walk away before it gets worse. Don't take out loans. Don't use your overdraft. Don't put in money that you can afford to lose. If you've got money you can afford to lose and you like the idea of FFIE, and you've done your own research, because I'm not giving financial advice, I never do, then here's what I would do. Don't copy it, but this is what I would do. I would be looking to see if we get back up to 32 cents. A sudden move down can happen, and then I'll be looking to take my profits back up at 248. So if it does drop on Monday or Tuesday, it can be a sudden drop, and sorry, I was just looking at this. Made during a live show, so if you want to join our live shows, we'll answer your question straight away. So I was looking at the comments, but yeah, so this is where the moving averages are. The bottom of the moving averages. It looks like you're going to start trading between the moving averages. It might be another short squeeze coming up, but 25 cents would be my area I'm buying. And yes, that's a significant drop, but these drops can happen very quickly, and that'll be my first area of buying. In the other case, if I'm already holding some shares, you can have a quick look at where the Fibonacci retracements are, and I'll show you. Most people are probably already holding, and here we go. We're about the level, so that's one trade potential there. The other trade potential is around the levels we are at now. It's going in for a deep retrace at the 78. Let me make sure I've got this to the T, because it could be. Let me make sure I've got this exactly. This Fibonacci point exactly right, so I can give you the exact level I like to be accurate on this show. These Fibonacci points are very, very important, and traders will be looking at them, and we need to copy the big traders. Remember, there's people out there trading with hundreds of millions, 10 million, 5 million. There's big traders which have massive portfolios. Obviously, they're not putting it all onto one trade, but if they lose, they can put in more. If they lose, they can put in more, not like the average investor. Right now, it's a 78% retrace, and this is where buyers come in. So around the levels we are at right now, you can expect it, and this would probably be the best way to trade it. Buying around where it is now, that's your first take profit at 150. Your next take profits at the next 50% level, which is around the $2 level. Your next take profit is around $2.43. Your next, and I'll explain to you why this is a good strategy. And the next level is the $3, and then after that you've got levels of, and this is short squeeze happening again territory. Got levels of. Sorry, let me do it the other way around. Start looking at this way around as well. Oh, if it does bottom there, then we've got our final level of around $5. The reason why you should always ladder out and have risk management is because it might not continue going up, but these are the levels that traders will be getting out. And at any of these points, it can completely collapse. So you want to take your profits. You don't want to be all in for one specific level. It's much safer to be laddering out. And these are the levels. So if it continues to go up, have your limit orders set up at areas you want. These are the areas I want to be getting out, not financial advice. So don't copy exactly my levels, but these are the levels I would be looking at, laddering out, taking my profits, taking it higher and higher, and maybe targeting $5.74 if this short squeeze continues, if the momentum is still here next week. A lot of people have been getting out for the weekend and seeing if they want to continue riding the stock up next week. So if it does open and we continue going up, I'm here to buy at open around the levels we are at right now. If this doesn't go to plan, I've got my risk management. I'll be getting out with my stop loss, and I'll be targeting around maybe 36 cents. But the wave is here. Sometimes it's best to catch the wave and continue going, and just knowing when to cut your losses. So that's my thoughts for Faraday Future. Remember, looking at the RSI, it was overbought on the 4 hour. The good news is it's no longer overbought on the 4 hour, so you have more room to run up. The MACD is looking good. The averages are there. You go into the daily. The daily is obviously still overbought, but it's actually just ticked into 68.97. 70 is overbought, so it's no longer overbought, which is good. It gives you plenty more room to run up to the upside, and the MACD has continued to be in green. So the indicators are on our side. We've got a big red candle. We're coming up to the lower side of this. So Monday, let's see what the open's like. I want the one key message from this video, which is different to others. It's just other people on YouTube. It's not all YOLO. It's have risk management. If you're FOMOing, don't play around with the stock. If you're taking out loans, then absolutely walk away and control your emotions. Don't put in more than you can afford to lose. But I'll pass it back to you now, Martyn. Thank you. Okay. We've done our final stock. We have been live for about 2.5 hours. Let's have a look at your comments before we end the show. Wow. Human doesn't like the plug. Human, I think you forget that plug was a. What are you even saying? Let me have a look at the plug chart. Yeah, I think you forget that markets can be very volatile. We've done our trades on plug. We've made lots of money. Last time it was at 2.43, rode up to $5, but then it came all the way back to 2.36 a couple weeks ago. Why do you think that can't happen again? If you're not prepared for that to happen again, then you need to reevaluate your risk-reward situation. My take profit on plug is $100. Good luck to you. I hope it gets there. Okay. Okay, so we've got a troll. We are going to put this user in a timeout. You're not welcome on this channel. There we go. We get rid of the trolls. You can't. You didn't see some of the comments he was putting near the end. You can't put comments like that. So what are you saying is possible for the drop to increase to around $5? Yeah, it's what I'm saying is yes, of course it's possible to drop. It's just if the momentum continues for FFIE, then get on the wave if you have the money to lose. But the momentum can disappear, and then you don't want to be left. So have your risk management levels. If you're in the stock and it continues to go up, these ladder out. I'm giving you the idea of laddering out of this stock. I'm giving you the idea of what level to be buying, which is about now. And then if it does drop lower, then you buy in at 24 as well. But the main message I'm giving is risk management. So have your areas where you're happy to, if you lose that much, you're happy to lose it. This is basically gambling with a slight edge because you're laddering out and having risk management. So just be very careful. Plug was at 65 a few years ago, of course it was, but it's completely changed now, and that's why I have risk management. Yes, I'm not saying it's never going to 65 again, but but there's certain areas that I would be buying in, and it's not just random areas. But that is the end of the show. Thank you all for continuing to watch. We're very close to 100 likes. Do leave a like on your way out. And until next time, take care of your money, your stocks, your crypto, and each other. Bye-bye.